Your cat doesn't speak your language, but they feel your heart. While we pour our emotions into "I love you," our cats are listening for something else entirely. Not the words, but the tone, the rhythm, and the energy behind them. And believe it or not, there are specific words that, when said a certain way, hit their hearts like love letters, written in sound. As someone who studies feline behavior and shares a home with two incredibly intuitive cats, I've seen firsthand how certain words make their ears perk, their eyes soften, and their bodies melt into trust. These aren't magic spells, but they might as well be, because for a cat, they feel like love. In this video, I'll reveal 6 everyday words that your cat hears as "I love you," even if you never realized it. And by the end, you'll discover the single most powerful word of all, the one that holds the deepest emotional connection in your cat's world. Because loving a cat isn't about grand gestures. It's about the soft moments, the quiet rituals, the words you didn't know mattered. If you love your cat, leave a like now and subscribe. This channel exists for people who feel that bond deeply. Let's get into it. Cats don't understand English, but they understand energy. They understand tone, frequency, vibration, and most of all, they understand intention. In the wild, communication is rarely verbal. It's in the body, in silence, in stillness. Domesticated cats, though adapted to human environments, never lost that instinct. That's why the words you say don't matter nearly as much as how you say them. But here's what most people don't realize. Certain words, when paired with calm, loving energy, trigger a deeper emotional reaction in cats. They associate those sounds with safety, affection, and emotional closeness. The truth is, the average cat owner uses these words all the time without knowing the effect they have. Words that seem ordinary to us can feel like emotional anchors for them, like tiny verbal hugs. And what's even more surprising is that most of these words are short, soft, and subtle, yet they carry the emotional weight of "I love you" in a way a cat can actually feel. So let's begin. You may have already used one of these words today, and your cat may have already whispered "I love you too" without saying a thing. The first word your cat hears as a quiet whisper of love is "okay." It's a word we use dozens of times a day, often with no emotional weight at all. But when spoken softly, gently, and in moments of calm, it becomes something else entirely to your cat. It becomes a sound they associate with safety. Think about it. You say "okay" when you settle into bed, when you sit beside them, when you get up after a moment of stillness. It's a neutral word, but that's exactly what makes it powerful. For cats, neutrality feels safe. It doesn't overwhelm. It comforts. Neurologically, cats process human speech by tone and rhythm. And the word "okay," when said softly, warm, creates a soft vibration that feels familiar, calming, trustworthy. Over time, they begin to tie that sound to moments where they felt your energy most stable. Try saying it the next time you're near your cat. No need to direct it at them. Just speak it gently, naturally, like a soft background hum to your presence. Over time, it becomes a wordless hug. Because in that word, what your cat hears isn't permission, it's peace. The second word your cat quietly translates as love is "good." It might not seem special, but think about when you say it. You say "good" when your cat settles down, when they use the litter box, when they curl up beside you. Even if you're not talking directly to them, the word becomes soaked in warmth. Cats don't understand praise the way dogs do, but they absolutely respond to emotional energy. And "good" is one of those words we almost always say with a kind tone, a smile, or a gentle look. Scientifically, cats can detect emotional content in our voices. They recognize rising tones as excitement and falling tones as calm. The word "good" said softly triggers a feeling of acceptance, of approval, of being safe in your space. Try using it deliberately, not loud, not exaggerated, just softly, like a breath. When your cat does something that makes you happy, say good not as a command, but as a connection. Because to them, it's not about what you're saying, it's about what you're feeling when you say it. And in that moment, your cat feels seen and loved. Have you ever caught yourself saying this without even realizing it? Let me know in the comments if your cat reacts when you do.
The third word your cat hears as love, on a deeper, more instinctive level, is there. It's the word we say when we're guiding, calming, or simply noticing. It's okay, I'm right there. Stay there. I'll be there in a second. It slips into our speech gently, with a tone that's often steady, reassuring, and low. And that's exactly why your cat connects to it. In the feline world, presence is everything. Cats don't rely on constant contact to feel close, but they need to know they're not alone. When you say there, your tone usually signals stability. You're not rushing, you're not tense, you're grounded, and they feel it. From a behavioral standpoint, cats are drawn to people who exhibit calm, predictable energy. There becomes a marker of that energy. Even if the word means nothing in English to them, the vibration it carries tells them what they crave most. I'm with you. Start noticing when you say it. Maybe when you sit down. Maybe when your cat's nearby, unsure, and you're offering a quiet form of reassurance. Speak it slowly, gently, without expectation. Because for your cat, there isn't just a word. It's a signal, a presence, a promise that the space you share is still safe. The fourth word your cat hears as an unspoken I love you is shh. Not a real word in the dictionary sense, but to your cat, it speaks volumes. You've probably whispered it while calming them, or maybe while settling in at night, or during a moment when the world felt too loud. And in those quiet seconds, that soft, breathy sound became a kind of emotional blanket. Cats are highly sensitive to high-pitched or abrupt noises. They crave environments where sound flows like water, smooth and low. Shh, when said softly, mimics the sounds of safety, slow wind, a gentle breath, a mother cat grooming her kittens. It's instinctively calming. From a behavioral perspective, this sound becomes conditioned over time. If you've ever used it to calm your cat during a thunderstorm or while they were stressed, they begin to link it to security and emotional grounding. Use it intentionally, not to scold, but to soothe, not to quiet, but to say you're okay. Say it when your cat curls beside you. Say it when you stroke their head. Say it when the room is still. Because in that moment, your voice isn't just sound, it's a sanctuary. And your cat feels it like warmth in the chest. Have you ever caught your cat blinking slowly when you whisper this? That's not coincidence. That's connection. The fifth word your cat quietly interprets as love is sweetie. It's not a command, it's not a cue. It's a word that belongs entirely to the emotional space between you and your cat. And that's exactly why it matters. Sweetie isn't about the syllables. It's about the softness, the intention, the warmth in your voice when you say it. Whether you're whispering it as your cat stretches in a sunbeam or mumbling it as you pass by them curled on the couch, it carries a kind of quiet devotion, a familiar affection. Cats recognize vocal patterns, especially when they come wrapped in consistent emotional energy. If sweetie is something you say often, especially when you're relaxed and loving, it becomes a sound that means I see you, you're safe, and you belong here. There's no need to exaggerate it. Say it naturally, gently. Let it appear in the slow, in-between moments of your day. It's in those pauses, those unscripted interactions that the emotional bond with your cat grows strongest. Because while your cat may never understand the words sweetie, they understand the way your voice softens when you say it. And in that softness, they feel chosen. Which of these words have you already used today without realizing their impact? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story. The sixth word your cat hears as the purest form of I love you is their own name. Not when it's shouted, not when it's used in correction, but when it's spoken softly, in a voice full of tenderness. A name is more than a label. It's the most emotionally charged sound in your cat's world. From the moment you first called them by that name, you began building a sound-to-feeling connection. Every time you said it while feeding them, petting them, or simply sharing space, the sound of their name was imprinted with affection. Studies show that cats not only recognize their names, they distinguish them from other words, even when said by strangers. But it's your voice, your energy, and the history behind that name that makes it powerful. Say their name like it's a melody. Let it rise and fall gently. Use it not to summon, but to honor. Say it during quiet moments. Say it when they're curled on your lap. Say it like it's a gift, not a command. Because for your cat, that name isn't just a sound. It's a signal of who they are to you. It's the thread that ties every shared moment together. And in that word, spoken with softness and love, your cat doesn't just feel known, they feel adored.
So now you know the 6 words your cat hears not as commands, not as noise, but as love in its most gentle form. Okay, good, there, shh, sweetie, and their name. These aren't just words, they're anchors, tiny threads of sound that over time become woven into your cat's sense of safety, comfort, and connection with you. Because your cat doesn't understand English, but they understand you. They feel the energy in your breath. They hear the calm in your voice. And in that calm, they feel chosen, protected, loved. Love for a cat is never loud. It's in the way you sit beside them in silence, in the way you speak without expecting a response, in the way your voice softens when you say their name, even after a long day. And that brings us to something even deeper. Because while words matter, there's one thing that speaks even louder to a cat than sound. There's one single gesture, subtle, instinctive, and often accidental, that tells your cat, "I love you," far more clearly than any word ever could. And I'm going to reveal exactly what that gesture is in the next video. If you want to make sure your cat feels that love every day, click like to save this video for later, drop a comment with the word your cat reacts to most, and subscribe so you don't miss what comes next. Because sometimes the quietest moments speak the loudest. I'll see you in the next video.